Okay.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. It's
Hi, everybody.
a beautiful day in the United Kingdom.
It has been good weather, although there was torrential rain.
It's been cold
good
and
weather
wet.
for the United
That's
Kingdom.
good weather for Hamish.
We had 5 minutes of sun today. It's a real step up in terms of the weather.
You
In
know
the
what,
United
gents?
Kingdom.
I wouldn't know. I've been stuck indoors all day.
Okay.
You've been in saving lives, right?
I've been in there saving lives.
Taking
under the
names and
fluorescent
saving
lights.
lives. That's the way you do it. That's the way he'd be. He's
Shall we-
Dr. Denning.
Shall we crack on? Because we've got a lot to
Cracking
bang
on.
on. Yeah.
Cracking on. It's push the point, mate.
Hamish doesn't care about
agree.
any of our stuff.
It is. We will. We've got home news. We've got everything to come.
I
But
got a very
first-
nice beer tonight.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm quite keen to get into the beers, and
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
we've
here.
got a lot to cover, as Hamish says.
Yes, I'm ready to go. My beer, I've actually opened mine already, so take it away.
So if you're normally hitting that plus 30 seconds a million times to get through this bit, don't press it too many times this time, because we're going to get into the fab pretty quickly, right?
First, we've got an announcement, right, Trip?
Have we? An announcement? What kind of announcement?
I like it. How he's
do
like,
that-
I like he's like, oh, we got an announcement.
We can do that.
Do we?
Should we do
Why
that
don't
right
you
now?
announce it if you know?
Should we do that right now?
Go
It's
on.
the wheel, right?
The wheel.
Oh, we're
What's
doing
it called, Hamish?
the Wheel of Time.
The Wheel of Time. We're doing that now. We're doing that straight in. So if you are
Straight
a patron of Push the Point, and can I say again, thank you so much to all of our new patrons. We've had a real stellar couple of months in terms of numbers,
Yeah.
so keep it coming. Really appreciate your support. But if you're a patron of Push the Point, you get 6 packs of Flesh and Blood, the game we love to play, and we pick the name at random. And we have picked that name at random already. So can I get a little drum roll, please?
Oh, do I
from
not do
someone?
my little bit before we?
Yeah. Well, oh no, we do that. Do we do that?
Yeah,
before
we'll do it now.
or after the name.
Oh, we'll
do it
save
now.
We'll savor it.
I
Okay.
have to say, what else do they get, Hamish?
Well, they also get 10% off Thistle Tavern, a Scottish shingle sheller from the UK that sells Flesh and Blood and a lot of other great trading card games as well. So if you are a Push the Point patron, you get 10% off there, all online orders. And with our partners, Metal Fab Tokens, whenever I get some new orders coming in, I tell the patrons what I'm getting first, so you can get an order from Metal Fab Tokens before I tell everyone publicly. And it's good because I know that there's some spicy new deck boxes. We've been chatting how many I'm going to get. I'm not going to get a lot. So if you want to be a patron and get this cool stuff coming, let us know. Anyway, the winner is...
Yeah. The winner of this episode of Push the Point is Bruno.
Hey!
Bruno Vale Fernandez. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. But congratulations. And
Congratulations,
we'll
Bruno.
be getting Sean to send you your packs very soon.
Yes.
We are currently on bright lights. So interesting. Some spicy stuff. I also feel like Techlo is some people. Well, we're good. Well, let's not.
Let's not jump.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we?
But
I just saw. What did I see? What did my
Nothing.
little eyes see
Nothing.
there? I
Hamish,
saw a
what are you
little
drinking there,
sneaky-
my
Yeah,
friend?
save that man.
So
Allow
What are
him
you
to-
drinking?
I
there,
have
friend?
already opened, which is Heresy,
Ooh.
a Brooklyn
It is.
lager beer. Nipped down to Tesco's on the way from picking my daughter up from nursery, and I am thirsty, so I poured out a Brooklyn lager. What about you, Beard and Tash, Simon?
Well, I literally just walked in the door from work, picked this out of the fridge, and it's a Brewdog Punk IPA.
Hey,
classic.
a classic
classic.
Simon
Classic
drink.
beer.
Yeah.
I had that alcohol-free one when we were in calling
Very
Liverpool,
good.
and it was actually very good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
For those not attuned to Brewdog Punk IPA, it is a 5.4% craft IPA.
tag me in, please, Hamish.
What about you? Stick on trip.
Oh, thank you. I've got my favourite, London Porter.
Oh,
Hey!
very good choice.
From M&S, baby. So just down the road, technically brewed at the Meantime Brewery in London, but I know it as
Yeah.
the M&S
M&S
London
London
Porter, which
Porter.
is literally the closest shop to my flat.
Yeah.
And this stuff is very, very good. If you like porter and you've got an M&S, I would recommend giving it a go. It's top quality stuff. So, cheers, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I hope you're having a nice time at home. If you've got a drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, feel free to pour it with us and listen to a lovely episode of Push the Point.
All right.
Pouring this incredibly poorly. I don't know what I'm doing here.
There is a
I'm
lot.
liking them.
There's a lot of fab going on, so
We've
we're
got a
going to
lot
crack
to get
on.
through this week.
Here
haven't
we go. Home news. Home news.
Oh, we are
Home
still going to do
news.
home news. I'm clapping in my head.
You are, and hope you're clapping along, audience, as well.
I hope you've got the clap at home. I hope you're clapping along at home too.
I hope you got the clapper.
Hamish, what's your home news?
So the 23andMe results are in.
Oh God,
Wow.
you can't do this short. Surely this
Drum
can't be a
roll,
short
come on.
segment.
Oh no,
The
it
people
is.
have been waiting for this for years.
Well, they finally got it. I got my results back, and let me tell
Half
you,
a copy.
I'm not a half carpet, half sponge. Oh, the sponge caught me off guard. No, so it basically tells me I'm predominantly Irish English, obviously,
Oh,
and
surprise.
I've got a sprinkle of German and French laced in
that
there.
looks delicious, Trip.
It does look good, and some fourth or fifth generation of Scandinavian, which is fair enough. But I did think that I was going to have something a little bit more spicy because my grandma's my grandma's dad, he died in World War One, and she never met him. And apparently, I don't know where he wasn't from the UK. He was black, and I didn't know I've never met him. She's never met him. We found some old records, and yeah, so I thought, oh, okay, so maybe there's some long history coming down the pipe works from my dad's side somewhere, genetically. Well, he's probably from France, so
Maybe
they only go
maybe
so
that
far.
Maybe that bit fell out when you messed up the
Yeah.
sample.
Maybe I pulled that one down the
Yeah.
drain.
Pulled that one
But
away.
it also gave me a slight bit of health news as well. Apparently, I have a high chance of macular degeneration.
Oh no.
Oh God, I don't even know what that is.
That's
Simon,
basically-
we have the.
It's
Got
where
those
your
on.
eyes. It's where your eyes fail. So your macula is the center of your retina, and if it starts to degenerate, you lose you get vision around your peripheries preserved, but nothing down the middle. So
And you had to get injections in your eyes when you're old to get rid of that. But apparently everything else was fine. It did say I have also got a high chance of type 2 diabetes, which was not news.
I've got.
I was like, I
Which
wonder
was
why.
not
And
news to
then
me when we started chatting on the camera this evening, and Hamish basically inhales a Galaxy chocolate bar. And 3 bites.
I'm like,
200-gram chocolate bars disappeared.
type 2 diabetes? I wonder why.
Thunker.
Anyway, so there you go. That's my 23andMe home news. What about you, Simon?
This weekend was my little boy's birthday.
Oh, yes.
And so we had a party for him and his friends over on Saturday, and it was absolutely lovely. There was a bit of sunshine, and everyone was outside playing on the trampoline. And it just reminded me how fortunate we are to have wonderful families, Hamish, that we can enjoy life with.
I was there.
Not you, Trip.
I cry every time.
Part 2 of my home news is that Hamish came and played an RTN in Nottingham, which we'll talk about in a bit. But he also came and visited my family and met my family in real life for the first time.
I did.
Which was delightful. It was lovely.
I was really thirsty, though.
Did you not make? Right,
again,
I didn't quite get the gist of this, but basically, did you not make him a cup of tea?
I didn't make him a cup of tea. No.
I was like, oh.
Because
Did you get a glass of water?
No, I
at
didn't.
least?
I said I was there, and I was like, bloody hell, die of thirst in this place.
No. So I
Didn't take the
suggested to
hint.
Hamish. Suggested to Hamish that we leave the RTN after the last round and get back for a cuppa. An hour later, we still hadn't
we were
left.
not. It was
And by the
clearly
time,
not an hour.
It was.
Maybe.
And we got back to mine, and it was dinner, literally dinner.
Yeah,
was
you were
being
playing
served
up. You were playing your dinner up. But yeah, I popped out. I'm only winding you up. I literally had loads of water and everything in the car anyway. If I had a cup of tea, I'd be needing a wee on the M1. But it was lovely.
I was looking forward to a couple, but it never happened.
Yeah, no, it was lovely. Your house was lovely. Your family are lovely. It was, and your kids. I don't know. I had a moment.
You were on the same level with them.
Yeah. Because I see my brother's, my niece, and she hates my guts because she looks at me and cries. And I thought, maybe I've lost the touch of making kids laugh because I was always known as that person. And then your kids were like, oh, and I was like, oh no, maybe I am just a big fat scary type 2 diabetes guy. And then it didn't take long, and They were
take
like,
long.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
they were battering me.
They're basically chasing you around the house, beating you up. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go on your daughter's drum kit as well, which was sick.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, and she deafened me with that high volume. Anyway, stick on trip. What about you?
How many
it was,
bottomless brunches did you do this
Oh,
week?
yeah.
don't think I did any. It was so Kate's birthday was on Wednesday, so
happy birthday, Kate.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Kate.
she turned 30.
Whoa.
Big
Oh,
number.
big birthdays.
So we went out for a very fancy meal, which was nice.
Is that what
And
the
then-
tiara was about?
that was on Soho. We had a party on Saturday, so we went out
okay.
to Oslo and Hackney, if anyone's ever been there, and then went out dancing afterwards. It was very nice. We had brought tiara along because everyone says she looks like Kate Middleton, Princess Kate. So
Alright.
that's the joke. Anyway, it was great fun. Had a good time, but
Nice.
couldn't. It was lovely, and we got to see all our friends and everything. So, and her parents came up on Thursday. Just had like a nice week of birthday stuff. So it was pretty good.
So this is a good segue, and I'm gonna sort of tie this into your home news for you trip. I really did like your beer round by rounds beer on
That's
Twitter.
phenomenal.
That
No,
was
that
really
was
cool.
That was the other weekend. So that was the weekend before. I went to a double denim. I don't think I mentioned to you guys it was double
The
denim.
theme, no,
themed.
you did
You're
not
always
mention
double
Uh,
debbing though.
It's a double denim themed pub crawl in Clapham. I started on pub 5. There was 12 pubs in total.
Wow.
I didn't want to start any earlier than that because I wanted some lunch. But I was like, I can't go to an RTN, so I couldn't go to that one because I literally couldn't get a ticket. So I was like, I'm gonna go on this double denim pub crawl instead. And I decided to drink my way through 7 rounds of Fab.
PC.
Oh,
Yeah.
I loved it.
Got pretty
It was
drunk
fantastic.
actually. Very
No
drunk.
surprise
actually.
there.
I kind of made the mistake of like about 5 pints in, I had a proper bitter from like a
good
proper
choice.
old school pub. Well, it felt when I was ordering it, I was like, oh, that looks great. As I was drinking it, it was very heavy.
Oh.
It was not an easy drinker. Let's just put it that way.
Did you drink water between
No.
pubs?
No, I did not.
You just went straight in. No
Straight in.
tactics. Like, and
And also
what was your
fast.
scorecard like at the end of the day?
Well, I drank 7 pints, I guess, in total. No, I didn't because I switched to.
Gin and
switched
tonics.
to gin. No, it was gin
No.
and ginger,
Gin and ginger.
which
yes,
is really
indeed.
fiery on the old stomach after you've had
Gin and ginger
pints.
beer. Very
Yeah,
nice.
but it was really good. So I recommend that. Don't recommend that at all.
And
But I got to see some lovely pubs, and it was just fun to recreate the Fab thread of going
Yeah.
through each round and the kind
But it
of
was
things
just-
you normally say. So that was a lot.
It was a pub crawl though. It wasn't like pub golf. You weren't like downing drinks and
Well, if you hadn't finished your drink by the time we're moving on, then you'd have to.
yeah.
down
Yeah,
it, but
you had to nick it on the way
I
out.
don't take my time. I'm a quick drinker.
Oh,
That's what they call me. Quick drink trip.
Quick drink trip.
There you
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Another
Stick on trip,
name.
quick drink trip.
Stick on
yeah.
trip, quick drink trip. It's all about the
Wild
name.
card. Orlando
the
Bloom.
name. But I actually, my
Troy.
friend who organised it is from New Zealand, and I met somebody else who was also from New Zealand while I was out there. So it felt like I was amongst the Fab people. They'd never heard of the game.
And New
But
Zealanders can drink, so you know.
Yeah, they can. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, they can. Better than I can. So, but there you go. It was fun times. So
Awesome.
but we can talk about we talked about my RTN experience, which was getting very drunk. What about your RTN experiences?
Yeah,
guys?
let's
'Cause you were both at RTNs this week.
Yeah, we'll
We
double.
did. We played at the same RTN this weekend.
Yeah, we'll dabble into our RTM. We've also got some Patreon questions, and then don't worry, everyone. It's been a little while, and our next
In a
and
little
Lillian,
while.
in a little while, not too far away in the distant future, it will be what's hot, what's not. So, Simon, your RTN.
Yeah. So this weekend, Hamish and I attended the Road to Nationals Season 4 event in Nottingham at the Dice Cup.
4. It's not. Is
No,
it?
it must.
not?
It is 4.
can't
It
be.
is 4.
It is Season
hell.
4.
Yeah, because they
God,
do
we're
one. They do
old.
it once a year.
Yeah.
Wait,
We played
yeah.
this game for such a long time.
Did we? No,
know.
we didn't do RTN. No,
Yeah,
we
sure.
did
get-
because I
not
won
2020.
Yeah.
Well, RTN 1 was basically like New Zealand and Australia only, right?
yeah.
And then
No, so
RTN
this is our third RTN then.
In the UK.
In the
but
UK, but
they
in
definitely had
Fab,
a year
it's Season
before
4.
they launched nationals outside of.
Did we get
yeah.
2 RTNs in
Zealand.
1 year then, or something?
No, I just remember. I remember Session Blood talking about Road to Nationals, and that was before we ever had
Oh, I keep
nationals in the
thinking.
UK.
Yeah, but we didn't. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Okay, carry
Yeah.
on.
Anyway,
Yeah.
all right. So this was
Technicality.
at the Dice Cup in Nottingham, which is one of my local game stores, and I decided with a couple of weeks' notice that Katsu wasn't going to be my choice because my cards were all being graded by the newly announced PCG UK, which we were lucky enough to have at the Liverpool Calling. So I gave off some of my Katsu cards there, didn't have a deck to play, so I thought I'd pick up a new hero. And with bright lights in the rearview mirror, I picked up Dash.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing very
I
well
streamed,
as well.
and I streamed it on Dash doing fairly well in the meta at the moment, and I streamed it on Wednesday last week. We had a nice evening stream. Sorry, Thursday, I think it was last week.
Yeah.
Had a nice evening stream, and I've been enjoying playing the deck. It's very versatile. You can play aggro, you can play a slow item-based game plan, and I've been enjoying the decision points that it makes you confront. And on the day, unfortunately, didn't go quite as planned. First two rounds were wah to actually first round played a new patron, George Bowles, who was on Dory, and it was a delightful game, reminding me a lot of old school Dory, but he took that fairly convincingly. And then second game was into his local friend Joe, who is an experienced Dash player and knew the mirror better than I did.
Yeah.
And I came a cropper, so I went 0-2. And then I won the next two games on the bounce, and I had a tight game for game 5 against Finley from Edinburgh, who was a delightful chap, absolutely delightful fella. And he was on Levia. We had a great game back and forth. He didn't see any of his big cards, no Blood Rush Bellows, no Art of Wars, and I still managed to lose. So he thoroughly deserved that win. And I went 2-3 on the day. Do you know what, though? I absolutely had a great time, and it reminded because it makes me sad that I haven't done it for a while, but it made me realize how much I enjoy just being in the thick of it at a fab event. Whether you win or lose, whether you're being hyper competitive or not, being around 30 other people that love playing the same game you do, having those chats between rounds, like, oh, how did you get on? What have you feeling today? Like, what do you think about the meta? Where's the game going? Like, just fantastic. And really, really enjoyed it. And the fact that I didn't have to travel more than 15 minutes to get there was great as well.
Yeah, unlike me.
How was your experience, Hamish?
Yeah, same place. We met up there, didn't we? And
We did.
I decided to take along the Viscerai deck that I did at TechCon. I made a few adjustments after playing a bit more of it, but I thought, well, we're going to bring it along and see how we can get on with
Put
it.
your money where your mouth is, Hamish.
Pretty much. I still think that the deck overall is fine. It's very matchup dependent, but as we go through the meta and the later on, I think everyone's got a rubbish matchup. So I'm actually looking at it going, oh, I hope I don't bump into this, and I'm sort of feeling like everyone's like that. So this doesn't feel any different. Anyway, so round 1, Dromai lost to the Matt W on Discord, who promptly kicked me out of contention at Nationals because he was that Dromai that I faced that took me out in the CC. Round 1, he's like, oh, who you playing? I'm playing Viscerai. He's like, oh no. And I'm like, yeah, you keep thinking I'm going to be that aggro one. And I'm sitting there going, I've never actually played this against Dromai, so I'm learning as we go in round 1. Yeah, and I got my butt kicked. I got my butt kicked quite promptly. So he is Matt W. You are quickly becoming my nemesis in this game.
Matt Wool.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah. So I lost to him, and then I played in round 2 and won that. I can't remember who that was. It was Betsy. Beat a Betsy. Nice slow game. Got immovables. Looming Doom did the job. And then round 3. Guess what? How many Dromais are in the tournament, Simon? 2. And how many Dromais do I see? 2. So there you go. There's the other Dromai. And I knew that it's a bad matchup because this Dromai was not as experienced as Matt W, but still a lovely person and played reasonably well. And despite all that, I still lost. So that lost to that one. Then it was Levi round 4, won that, and then played up against I think it's Ollie, isn't it, on Assassin, Azuri.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
new patron.
yeah,
Ollie,
lovely guy, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
big assassin player as well.
he decided, don't know why, he decided to run no AB, and everyone knows when you run no AB into Viserai, it's bad news. So, but it was
just for the listeners though, Hamish. Just for the listeners, how many turns did it take you to realise he was running no AB?
probably turn 10. And then, but I wasn't really doing anything to make
He was
me.
playing the long con, right? He's like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say,
yeah.
I'm gonna try and bluff AB.
When I just threw 16 at him, he just went, "I'll take it all." I was like, "Oh man, this guy's just going aggro." And then I seen clocks went, "Oh, he can't block any of it." What was I doing? But it doesn't really matter. I don't think it would have changed too much. But yeah, the looming doom it was like this. We're both just like at the end, just like please, please. It was a real cool moment when he did this big. I had like I think I had like 25 rune chants, and I did this big block out turn, and then he did spreading plague, which is the one where how many cards did you block? You get that many blood rot tokens, and he's like, I know I'm on 9 health, and he just goes, right, that should get you down. And I had Sonata Galaxia in hand, so I just went, right, Sonata Galaxia finds I hope I've got this one copy of Blood Rune Barrier left, which I had one left, played that on the board, and then obviously that stops.
Didn't lose any life.
I don't lose any life because all the rune chants just soak up the damage.
Prevent the damage.
Yeah, so I was like, oof.
Sick.
Yeah, it was a cool play. It was. He was like, oh. I was like, ooh, didn't cool play, man.
That was his win. Yeah, that was his win.
Yeah,
That was his win, and I had my. Yeah, it was a good back and forth, and then in the end, I just had to put a looming doom down with only 2 doom counters, and then just go, okay, you're on 4 health. There's 2 doom counters. You got 2 turns to kill me. I'm still on 9 health. And I just block, and looming doom done the job. Anyway, that was my RTN. It was brilliant store as well. Dice. Was it the Dice Cup?
Cup.
Yeah, fantastic store. Fully vegan as well, which was. Something I've not seen before in a store, which is really cool. So, yeah, highly recommend go check it out. Anyway, that was our RTN.
So, one sec. So, the top 8 of that RTN was quite a mixed bag, actually. So, we had some big names come down to Nottingham and up to Nottingham. So, we had people like Jacob Clements come up from down south. We had Rob Catton come down from up north. We had a Scottish contingent come down from Edinburgh.
That's a long way.
Yeah, they apparently they left at 4:30 in the morning to get there on a Sunday for a 10:30 start.
Just a O2 drop, man. I'm joking.
So, but no, the top eight as it stood was 2 Kanos, 2 KOs, 2 Dories,
1 Azalea.
The 1 Azalea, and who was the other one?
Was it Kasai?
Kasai.
Yeah,
correct.
It was Kasai.
Mike on Kasai was the top seed. He went out to a Kano in top 8 round.
Yeah, he forgot his tunic trigger, didn't he? And that just cost him the whole game because he couldn't play.
Because he would have been able to Oasis on the final turn. Yeah. So Mike lost to Emil. Mike on Kasai lost to Emil on Kano. Isaac on KO. Isaac Murray beat George on Kano.
Yeah.
Noah, who's our local Nottingham prodigy, like 16-year-old whiz kid, Brody Spurlock, eat your heart out. He was on KO this week.
What's his name? Noah. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah. He's a lovely guy.
He's a very good player as well.
He's very, very good. He won at D20, the Church of D20 last week on Kano, and decided to bring KO this week. And he
change the letters around.
And he beat Rob Catton's Azalea as KO in the top 8 round.
You can check that out on the Baz the Bard.
Baz the Bard.
Yeah, because he recorded that, all the games as well.
And then what was it? Jacob Clements Dory beat George Bowles Dory. So George Bowles, our patron, got to the top 8. His Dawnblade lost to the Decimated Dory.
Yeah.
And then I believe the final was Isaac Murray on KO versus Emil Walsh on Kano, and Isaac took down the win.
Yeah. Yeah, he was quite quick. He took down 2 KOs on the way. So well done, Isaac, and a KO win for the history books.
Yeah. Yeah, big day. 29 people started. I think there were a couple of late dropouts, but 29 people started.
Sounds pretty stacked as well.
It was stacked.
In terms of like quality players, I think you guys picked like the worst possible one you could rock up to. But
it was good.
You did a great job. So well done.
Do you know what, Trip? I know it sounds like that, but I think every RTN is like that now. I think you go to any big fab competition in the country and people turn up. Like there was a Manor League draft RTN on Sunday. I think that was won by Sammy Braben, who won the calling.
Well, Sammy's like farming them, right? Is that my understanding? I think
he won on Kano, didn't he? And then he and then he won the draft one as well.
And I know the Dark Sphere one. I was looking at the top 8 for the Dark Sphere, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of names. There's a lot of names.
Glad it was Kate's birthday party.
Yeah.
The UK's strong, man. The UK
It is. It is. And we joke about it, but actually, when you look at the players, they consistently get into top 8s at international events, and they consistently like win the. We've taken, but UK players have taken down both the UK callings, right? Sammy Braben and
Francesco.
And you see them in the top 8s all the time. You see them at Worlds showing up, and it's really cool. Like, we've been playing the game for a long time in the UK, and I think we've got quality players. We've got like proper hardworking players. A lot of good testing groups out there now as well. I know London's got a super tight one now, like Jason and Alex Kitsu and that lot. Just absolutely.
I know Alex Kitsu
coming up with stuff.
Patron Alex Kitsu was also meant to come down to Nottingham, and he just went, I'd rather. He thought sleep is better. I was like, oh, thank God, more juggernauts not rocking up.
Yeah. So I think it's a great. It's a real shame I haven't been able to make any RTNs. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I somehow managed to wrangle top 50 ELO in the UK for reasons that I'm not entirely sure,
unbeknownst to you,
how that's happened. But I think just quality, just constant quality is the reason.
I think you're right, Trip. I mean, Hamish is around the 60 mark, and I was around the 65 mark. I think that's going to change.
Just
now
remain average.
I've tanked
2-1. The 2-1 special.
In my defense, I generally show up for nationals. I've done pretty well at both nationals. All 3. Wait, how many nationals we had? 2 nationals. I didn't play the last one.
No, you've done.
Now we commentate all the time. We don't get to play in these ELO events. So our ELO is kind of locked in at this point, where we're just like, if you did pretty well, which we did up until we started casting. But I know we want to move on. I want to do what's hot, what's not. But the one question I wanted to ask you guys, like, how does it feel to be like playing Flesh and Blood? Because we've been casting so much. Actually getting back into the competitive side, how does that make you feel? Like,
it was so good.
It's amazing. I don't get to play this game physically much in general, even if we didn't cast or anything, just because of how my life is, which I've said multiple times on the podcast. I can't get down to an armory. So this is what these RTNs... the Fab Dad life. But this is what these RTNs are for me. So, like, I think the last time I went down to... No, I don't know, actually. It's a bit of a hard one, because every time I go down to a Fab event, I'm always just like, well, yeah, I love this game. And this is my opportunity to actually, get some cardboard together and use the stuff I've purchased and played. I would say that this meta, being as open as it is, which we'll break down a little bit more later on, kind of is really my sort of jam that I like to be in. Because I think this really does explore some super creativity in deck building. And I've always really enjoyed being a big deck builder and coming out with some off-meta or weird-ass stuff. And I think there's not like this big hot deck, which is also a bit of a problem, because...
Because you don't know what to prepare for, right?
Well, I know.
You don't know what to build against.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think everyone's kind of just not knowing. I don't know. But yeah, no, in short, Trip, brilliant. Love it.
Yeah. Nice.
I enjoyed it a lot. And I enjoyed the stream on Thursday last week, and I enjoyed the interaction with the viewers and the practice games. But playing the game in the flesh and blood with the cards in hand is just unparalleled experience. Like Trip, you've said before, sitting down across from your opponent with 2cc decks and just going for it. Like that is peak flesh and blood. That is the best game experience you're going to get, and it was so true on Sunday.
I like being. I think I like being competitive as well. I don't even think. I think if we just sat down and we said an armory, I think we'd be like, yeah, fine, whatever. But I think it
adds an edge.
It brought that competitive thing back, and I felt like back in 2021 when we were going to RTNs and Pro Quests, and we were like, we're playing, and we actually really want to do well rather than play. I want to play and do well. That came, I do. I want to win, and that came back to me in force when I was in RTN. So when I was at Dice Cup, to the point now I'm booking flights to go to Warsaw too, and I'm going to play in my first calling.
Hey,
I'm going to play.
I always had a bit of a wind up tradition really with my Pro Quests and RTNs, and the first one I would go to of each season, I would tank. I would like 3-3 or 2-3, and then the second or third one I would win. Like
you do well.
Now I only go to one, so I always get the rubbish one.
You can come to Mana Screw on Sunday.
I know. I was very tempted. I was very tempted to sign up to it.
You should,
but we're out for the afternoon, so I can't do it.
I think it's great. I think there's no real experience there are experiences like that, but they're increasingly rare where you have these competitive, unless you take part in a sport like a physical sport, this competitiveness, and it's really all up to you, and you can't really, you can say you got a bad matchup, or you can say I didn't get I misplayed, or I didn't see the cards in my deck. But ultimately, it's all on you to play and to win. And there's not really any feeling like it where you actually. No. I remember when I won the RTN, we all won an RTN.
Yeah,
not last year, the year before.
It's just a long time ago.
It's just genuinely the most incredible feeling ever. And I won a skirmish, and I still felt the same because it's rare in your life that you're going to get put up against a ton of other people and you get to say
I won,
you're the best
of that night.
And there's no other feeling like it, and it's all the sweeter because it's so difficult to do now, because the talent is insane out there.
Insane. Even if you had a lot of talent, it's like you hear the talent say winning an event requires a lot of skill and a lot of luck, and you're likely to lose the tournament. It's designed for you to lose, and if you're the winner, I don't think it matters. Like even when I remember 4-0 an armory once, and I walked away with a little God, I know it's an armory, but it's just nice.
You still take something from it, don't you?
Everyone likes winning.
I came over from a sporting background. I'd never played trading cards games before, and COVID pushed me in a direction that I needed that competitive itch scratched, and Fab was that thing. And
it's also an individual thing. Even if you play sport, it's different. A team sport compared to it's all on you. There's no kind of
like golf or a solo sport, isn't it?
But anyway, I think.
It
just shows how fun this game is to play. It's designed to be fun, designed to be interactive, and if you're listening to this and you still haven't played Flesh and Blood for whatever reason, there's probably a couple of you out there. Give it a go.
Can we do a couple of questions?
Do we want to do a segue into a Patreon question?
Should we do a couple? I think we've got time for maybe 2-3 at most. But we got some really good questions. I just recall that what's hot, what's not does end up taking quite a lot of time.
There's a lot of heroes now, so we're going to be blasting.
Considering we've just talked about this, though, James Adams put a good question on the Discord about the recent Twitter thread that was claiming that a diverse meta does not necessarily equal a healthy meta. We have talked a lot in the last 10 minutes about a diverse meta. Do you think that's healthy?
I think I think it depends who you are. I think there's some people that like to see a broad range of heroes and being able to kind of pick up a lot of different sort of styles and decks and take it. And I think quite a lot of people like that. And I think a lot of people don't like that because it does sometimes feel a bit gem lottery. I mean, I certainly felt that RTN where I'm like, well...
And you hit both the Dromais.
And I hit, yeah, and you know, and maybe there is a couple of bad matchups, right? But, and I think it is a new experience for a lot of us that normally you know who the target is. It kind of, you either play that one or you play the one that beats that one, or you play the one that beats that one. Do you know what I mean? You know,
do you think there's an argument that from a newer player perspective, if you're only investing in one or two decks, that actually a diverse meta might encourage them to come and play a little bit more?
No, this is new player dream, I imagine. Like, what do you think, Trip?
I think it's unequivocally good. You're
very positive about it.
I find it very funny that it's even a debate.
Isn't it because you walk in?
Obviously good.
Isn't it because you might just walk? Because everyone can bring so many different things. There is some. It's not so much like rock paper scissors. It's just like, well, it is kind of rock paper scissors, but there's just too many things to try and work out. So you've got to turn around and go, I am super weak to this deck that might actually show up.
Yeah,
more often,
which is great. I find it. Yeah,
but do you empathise why some people don't like that?
Not really, no. Oh. I don't really get it. I'd love to chat.
But we've had on the flip side, we've had since Chain Starvo Prism.
This is it, right?
We've had
guys. What's the alternative?
We've had three-way metas. We've had three-way metas since Chain Starvo Prism, and then we had Briar. Prism, Briar, Oldham, and then we've had Icelander, Lex. We've had all of these triple threat, rock paper scissors, like you say, Hamish. Is a rock paper scissors big top three, but they all lose to one or the other? Is that better? Where there's just three heroes you're going to see, or is it better to be?
Here's a bigger question on this: is that are we still just kind of early into this? Maybe there is a hero that is meant to be the top,
but it's not yet solved.
But it's not. But yeah, some people are not putting their money on it yet, saying that this is actually top. Do you know what I mean? Is Kano actually,
good?
Or
is it just that people don't get respected?
Yeah, I mean, maybe Kano's a bit not. Maybe it isn't that one, but maybe normally we can actually find something pretty quick, can't we? Because it was actually I forgot the channel. He did that Chain Living Legend and the Prism and the Starvo Living Legend sort of history video. And when he was talking about Starvo, we were very graced to be on it. And all of us, it was really interesting how all of us just went, when we saw Starvo, we went, Trip said, oh, I think this guy is probably a meme. And then the next episode, we went, this guy's busted, right?
He's busted.
I don't recall.
No, you need to watch the video because you need to watch the video. It does make me go, oh man, we sound stupid.
No, we sounded stupid.
My point is that you can see a strong hero straight away, and it doesn't take long for all of us to go, this hero is incredibly strong. This is clearly the way that you should play the game. And if you're not, and that would be the new target. And I just don't, and this has been out for a while now, and I still think people have clocked on.
But we had Prism win a Battle Hardened and then hasn't done any more.
Prism has one more.
Guys, we're kind of moving off the question.
I know, yeah.
We're getting into what's hot, what's not territory, which we can totally get to. But I think just I don't understand what people want, right? If to me, this is exactly what any well-designed card game should be aiming for. It is diverse, but there's still like you were saying in the previous episode, Hamish, there's archetypes in Fab. And you can play around archetypes just as much as you can play around heroes. And I'm sorry if you are the best player in the world and you're losing games because Joe Bloggs comes along and brings his Bolton deck for no reason whatsoever and is running some bizarre thing you've never played against.
This is what I
Tough
say to all
shit.
Dromai players.
This is why people love things like the FA Cup and like sports where this is where people love the underdog winning. That's what makes a sport interesting and exciting, is when that guy who's been playing some kind of weird deck for the last 2 years comes up and absolutely destroys the tournament because no one saw it coming.
Oh, James, this is a big topic.
The best players will still rise to the top.
They do.
I think you're right.
They do, because even the RTNs, we had a big wide variety of heroes, and who's at the top? And all of the names, I was like, well, there's Rob Cannon in the top 8. Of course he is. There's Isaac Murray in the top 8. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either. You know, and all the people that are winning the RTNs are like, well, these are all the good players. So it doesn't really matter what hero they were playing. They're good.
They just play well.
Yeah.
Let's do an easy question to follow up on that one.
Yeah.
Why, Simon, did you not play Katsu in the RTN?
Well, he did say
Have
that.
I lost my love for Katsu? No, I've already said it. I put 5 or 6 of my not expensive, but more expensive Katsu cards into grading. And
who asked the question?
I didn't want
That's
to
a
borrow.
good question. Jason Hamer.
Jason Hamer.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to. So it was a bit of a false economy though, because I didn't want to borrow Katsu cards off of other people. I just went out and bought Dash cards instead.
Okay,
which was terrible.
Quick fire. Last question.
I think so.
I want
to shout out Dyson's question. I don't think we're going to answer it today because I think this is a really long question, which is on lending cards. But I think we'll save that for a future episode because I think we could get stuck
I will just say I think it's a real quick, easy one.
I don't
lend them to your mates.
I think we'll cover
close mates. Anyway, there you go. That's my point.
We'll finish off with the super easy question from Jake, which is Crown of Providence better or worse than
how is this a super easy question? That is like a stupid deep question. The answer is
Crown of Providence is obviously better.
I think Crown of Providence is better.
Everyone should cut Balance of Justice from the deck list because it's a really bad card. It's a really bad card.
No, Crown of it's a meta pick card. Crown of Providence is a lot more.
Don't buy it.
Oh,
it's terrible. I think you should give it up. It's not good.
Coming from the ninja player.
No, it's no slander. This has nothing to do with that.
It is a good card
for certain heroes.
But
which is what we always
I played against a Leviah who didn't see any Blood Rush Bellows, which is normally a positive, and all I wanted to do was use my Balance of Justice to draw a card, and I couldn't do it.
I know.
So
I didn't.
Crown of Providence is consistently better.
Cop is good.
It's never not bad.
Consistently,
even if the heroes that you do want to run it
has a higher ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. If I run Crown of Providence into the heroes, I would probably want to run Balance. I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
So if you got a deck, and I think
if you've only got Crown of Providence, run it.
Yeah, I think you should definitely pick. If you're going to spend money on a headpiece that is going to cost a bit, and you had
Arcanite Skullcap.
Yeah,
you should buy Skullcap because Kano's OP.
Well, that won't save you.
You're never going to be.
You won't use your AB3 for the first 10 health.
Your AB6 is going to be incredible when they pop off with their.
just buy your 20p Oasis Respites done. Anyway, so
job's done. Right, we'll call it there, and then we'll move on to what's hot, what's not. Shall we?
Oh God,
we do the intro again.
Yeah, I've got to find the clip for the Spotify. But here we go. What's hot and what's not? I still got the. I can't believe I can keep it.
You still got it.
You still got it, baby.
I've got the same voice and everything. Right, starting from Welcome to Rave, we're going to have to run like hell through all this because there was a lot last time, and it's. Crikey, it's a lot more heroes now. So let's roll this off with Welcome to Wraith. Let's kick off with Dory. Hot or not?
Hot.
Dory is hot.
Hot.
Warriors are hot right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Dory is the hottest.
Ooh.
As a spoiler.
Okay, Dory's hot. Katsu.
Not.
Katsu is hot.
Well, he's my boy, but there's so many Guardians around at the moment.
He's just hot. He has won 4 RT. Well, possibly more. I've only got the
Bonds of Ancestry does a lot of work.
And Dishonor can always do. And I think the new counts of Masking Links builds, the exclusive Links builds,
Yeah.
actually pretty decent. So
Pretty
I'm gonna. He's barely on it, but he is hot.
This is what I'm going to say. There's going to be a lot of people. I think this whole thing is going to be hot. Right, I'm going to go with Katsu is hot. Right, okay, Bravo.
Yeah, it kind of has to be, right?
Oh.
I still think
don't
Bravo's
know.
the best guardian.
He's the best guardian.
No, I don't know. But I will say, Guardian Bravo is hot because he's Bravo. He's still just Bravo.
He's hot because he has Crippling Crush.
Yeah,
that is it.
there you go. And Starstruck.
Hard is
Starstruck.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Starstruck and Crippling Crush are real. Okay, Reinar. Ooh, right.
Not hot.
Reinar's Reinar.
Not hot.
Yeah, but he's never hot. He's tepid.
KO's
Okay, I will
taking his
go.
crown.
I will go with Reinar. You know what? I know I'm going to go with Reinar's hot because I think it's criminal to say that Bravo's hot and Reinar isn't. I think they're both tepid.
All right.
No, I don't think so.
Are we allowed to say tepid?
No, that's a strict rule that we can't say.
Well, you
Like,
said
Not
tepid.
hot or not.
Okay, I think he's hot. Okay, that's the Welcome to Wraith. Moving on to Arcane Rising.
They know.
Kano is hot.
Kano's on. Kano is
Very,
hot.
very hot.
Literally on fire.
Yeah, he's done.
Almost too hot,
he's
according
doing
to some
well.
people, but
I
I think he's okay. I think people hate him. So whenever they get an opportunity to say, "Let's get this hero out of the game,"
well,
but I think it's
he didn't
time
do
to just
well.
let's just let Kano go.
No,
Let's let him be good.
I don't
so
know.
He can get out of the game.
I don't know if Kano did very well week 2, but he is just hot, I guess,
won
because
your
he.
one, didn't he?
No,
Oh, no, that was
KO.
KO.
Oh,
No,
and now
KO.
that's another thing, isn't it? The whole thing of did Kano actually win, or did the stores just get the names mixed up?
No,
No.
no way.
Ooh.
Kano is really good. Kano's really good, and I think he is definitely hot.
Yeah.
Especially if we're saying like some of the
Yeah,
other heroes
Bravo's
we've already said are hot. If we're saying Katsu is hot,
But it's
Kano
weird.
is
But
definitely hot.
it's weird because he is one of those heroes that can just be instantly just gone not hot because you just throw in the hate and then he's just not that good anymore, right?
I still
Yeah,
think
but you also then impair your other matchups.
That's
Right.
true. He's always just that. He's that guy, isn't he? He's your Oasis Respite debt check. Anyway, Viscerai.
not hot.
Not hot.
No, he's
Sorry,
not
Hamish.
hot. No, he's not. Well,
That's how he likes it, though. He
No.
likes it not hot.
no,
He's
he legitimately
risen from the dead.
No, he does legitimately deal with a lot of deck choices. Like, we're in a very good, strong mid-range like game plan now. That's actually starting to really come into full
Yeah.
effect with Victor, Bravo, Kasai, Dory, some one or two brutes. There's a slow enough pace that deck that I made actually does do a lot of work and does answer to a lot of deck styles. But it's a lot of work. It's jumping through too many hoops, so he is currently not hot. Dash.
I was just going to say on what you
Dash is
said,
hot.
Hamish. Can I just jump
sorry.
in
Go
very
on, go
quickly? Which is just that, as we just talked about, I think if the meta did settle down a little bit and there was less variance in Night of Heroes, then
No,
Viscerai might rise up a little
he's
bit.
I think he's on the verge. He's basically reminds me of the Arcane Rise in Viscerai, where you're like, he's okay, and then one or two items will drop and he'll be back into the game again.
Yeah.
So he is
Missing
he is
something right now.
he's emerging, but not there yet. Dash.
Dash is very
is
hot. Yeah, doing really well, consistently well, actually, for a while. Not even recently.
No. I'm
As we've said-
Trip, I'm consistently maintaining this. Dash is not hot.
We could for the memes we can keep it
No,
going.
but I
do
believe
think
it. No, I believe
at this
it.
point, I think Dash is good.
I think she's adaptable. I think she deals with a
Got
lot
a
of
whole
problems in the
set
meta.
of good.
Dash and Rhino
I
are as
think-
old as time. They're just, hey, you're consistently pretty all right at everything. Yep.
But I
Do you
think
win
her
a lot?
playstyle.
Yeah,
I
but
think
she's
is what,
winning.
No.
what Simon was saying earlier about how the
does
switch deck,
Bravo.
right, being able to go aggro and control
Yeah.
at the moment. Actually, to be fair, Hamish, like I think the switch deck is really good into this super varied meta because you essentially get to bring two decks to the field. So when there's so many different heroes that you could play up against, having a control
Yeah.
deck
But-
and an
Yeah,
aggro deck
No,
in
but
one deck
I
is
agree.
really good.
I agree, but the point of that is that I feel like she's just never the best at everything, and that's probably where she gets those little spiked out moments in tournaments because there is just that KO or Kano or Levia or just someone that just does some dumb spike move and then Dash just goes, I can, but
Dash is pure damage. It's not like there's no big attack reactions. There's no card effects really. It's just damage.
Yeah, and I know
she'll
the max
get worse
velocity
as it
turn is
cycles.
your height. Your max velocity and high
Your
octane turns
25
are
damage
it.
turn
Yeah.
is your. Yeah.
I'm not saying
It's
she
fair.
isn't.
I'm still saying she's hot
Nah,
at the
I
moment.
think
If she's
so.
not hot now, she never will be.
I think she will be
All right.
like Bravo forever fine, but
Azalea.
not hot.
I don't think Azalea's hot. I think she's just under the cusp. I think she's suffering a bit more now that the new heroes I think play into her a lot better than the new good heroes play into her a lot better than the old good heroes did, and I think she's sort of slipping back a little bit.
I'd say she's not hot because the mid range is coming in and we're blocking more than we used to.
Yeah.
So she doesn't like that. So yeah, block well, come in for 8. That's not good. So not hot.
Yeah, when people are running immovables in their deck and
It's
she's
tricky.
bending over backwards to throw out a big attack with dominate and you just throw an unmovable at it, it feels pretty good, right?
Yeah. There's some other heroes that will bring up that will like Victor and so on. Anyway, so that's the Arcane Rising, crikey. Monarch.
Monarch, Levia.
Who's left? Levia and Bolton. So Levia.
I actually believe she's hot.
Hot.
Yeah, I think
she is. I don't think she is at all.
Okay.
Is she? How many RTNs has she won? She's
No,
won
I don't.
one?
Yeah, but
Couple?
No,
Has she won
no,
any more this weekend?
Yeah, no. Actually, Levia is when I was watching the live feed. The Chris Geary
was
said,
leading this week.
No, Bolton was leading, which we'll go on to next, and then Levia and Victor were close behind Bolton in wins,
Okay.
and then he said Levia's now caught up to Bolton. I think Levia is actually going to come out on top of week 2. She is hot.
I mean, Bolt.
I think she's quite hot.
Okay.
No,
I
she
think,
is hot.
I'm willing to give a hot rating based on that.
Agility,
that
the
information you've
agility
just given me,
tokens. Agility tokens has
Yeah.
is the last smooth out of. It was a big smooth out for brutes, and she has husk. She has blood rush bellows.
She has plasma effect. Deadly token.
She's got a lot. She's complex. She's not easy to play,
no.
but God, she is so good. But she can just die to herself. But you've got so much strength. She is hot, really hot.
Yeah.
And Bolton.
Bolton might be a little bit hot. I'm willing to put Bolton in the hot category.
I think Bolton has to be hot, right? He's doing really well. I've played a lot. I don't quite know. Maybe it's because there's a lot of the rising heroes are heroes that are running a lot of attack action blocks, and he's just kind of hamming
Feeding
on
off that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's hot. I don't think he's the best warrior. That's the trouble.
No, but I think he can
he's the
still be
aggro
hot
warrior.
and not be the best warrior, and that's very
Yeah.
true, Hamish. Because I
Okay.
think the other ones play much better into a
Mid-range.
even Olympia, much into a more mid-range control-y kind of style.
We'll put a caveat that I think every hero we mention has a dog shit matchup against someone.
Yeah, that's a given, right? That's just what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
But I think Bolton can go in the hot category.
Yeah, he's hot. Okay, moving on now to Tales of Aria. And now we are moving on to Uprising. So, Dromai.
Dromai is hot.
Is Dromai hot?
I actually think
No,
Dromai.
not hot. Not hot.
No, Dromai is hot.
No,
I think Dromai's hot.
Dromai sits... There's a category, I believe, that they should sit in, which is the anti-meta category. And does Dromai deal with this large... normally, illusionists and assassins take on the top heroes. That's what they're very good at. They're never the top hero. They take on the top hero. We're in a world where we don't really know what the top hero is. So is Dromai hot?
I think Dromai's hot. I think she's very good. I think she plays into a lot of heroes very well. I think she's a hero that goes through the Swiss quite well as long as you... And I also think, worth pointing out, not as much ninja and stuff knocking around as they used to be, which was a bit of a hard one. And I think we always end up saying this, don't we? Which is a bit of a cop out, which is like a good Dromai player will do really, really well. But I still think she's definitely hot. I think if we're putting Bolton and Levia in, I think you've got to put Dromai in my opinion.
I think that she's the opposite of what you said. Of where I think the reason she's got to survive the Swiss rounds, and then she might do all right in the top 8. Because I think
I think that's okay.
No, there's too many
maybe
heroes
I'm just thinking it's a good play. I think she got a lot of wins in the first weekend. I know she got at least one in the second weekend. I haven't got the numbers for the second weekend. I think she's doing good. I think she's a hero that people continually play badly into. That kind of illusionist trap of you make a mistake and you've lost the game.
You lost the game,
and like I know, and but I still think Dromai is then still good into the top 8 when you are playing up against really, really talented players. So
maybe she's
I'm going to say hot hero. I think she does is crazy.
I don't think she is hot. I think she's a good RTN hero. But there's too many.
Is that not what we're saying though?
Well,
what do we? If we're not saying, what are we not?
Oh, I know, but
what are we saying? They're hot outside of the RTNs.
Well, there's
not much going on.
Well, no, there's calling and battle hardens going along.
She's great in that too.
Oh, I don't know. I think she's got too many.
Her.
I think she's got too many bad matchups from Fi, Katsu, KO, Levia, Reinhardt.
He's playing Fi in 2024. You're our lord.
Well, there we go. Moving on to Fi, hot or not.
I have to say not, because I actually think that Katsu is the better ninja right now, and I think Katsu is just hot, and then I don't think I could definitely not give Fi hot if I'm giving Katsu just hot.
I think Fi is I think Fi is hot, but I think he is that hero that he sits into the camp of Bravo and Dash, where he's like the damage check. And he just damage checks everyone. If you can't beat Fi, then you've got, where's your spike turn? Fi is just damage, and it's never crap. It's never bad.
I agree. It's just damage. There's not like any big on hit effects that they're playing right now.
It's just consistent damage.
I think he falls to Dash though because he's not got a defensive package. Dash can turn, right?
Yeah. I think Fi is in a really bad place right now. I think they essentially a direct nerf with Balance of Justice, which Katsu actually can play around surprisingly well. You often you don't always run the Art of Wars anyway in Katsu, so you could just work around that quite nicely with just one card draw per turn potentially. And Fi is essentially they just printed the card that says your best turn is now not as good. And I just think Fi, we can't give every hero hot. And I think he's not
fine. I'll move him to not hot anyway.
And I think what you're saying though, Hamish, is making me go back a little bit on Bravo as well.
Bravo.
Not on Dash. I think it's crazy. Dash is good.
No, Dash is not.
All right, next hero.
Well, Asunda's done. So then we move over to Arachne.
I don't know anything about Arachne. I'm going to say not hot because I just don't know.
You're not seeing him anywhere.
I've heard things are happening, but I'm not seeing it. So.
Okay, he is definitely getting better. He is not like when we say not hot, like he's terrible. I think he's actually if you picked him up and brought him along to an RTN, I think he's fairly reasonable, right? You know, he actually, like I said, the assassin. He's now in that level of dealing with people pretty well. Unfortunately, he's under the shadow of Azuri, which is just the better assassin. So this is why he will forever be not hot until she moves on.
I also don't think Azuri is hot.
Oh, well, if you don't think Azuri's hot, then Arachne shouldn't be either. Okay.
Sorry, Azuri stands. But...
Okay, moving on from Dynasty, we're now going on to...
Outsiders?
Is it Outsiders? Okay, Azuri.
I think not hot. We've got to draw the line at somewhere. I think I've already been too generous, and I think I've got to say it's not.
She's not hot.
And I think maybe I disagree with your Dromai take, but I agree with your general feeling about she's a hero that can prey off a certain meta, and I don't think it's that kind of meta.
I think it's very open, far too open.
There are too many problems.
I would put into the Azuri is a good hero, just not ready for her yet, so currently not hot.
All of these, I would genuinely say it. No other point in the meta. I do think all of these heroes could win an RTN.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which says a lot about how open it is. So we're not saying heroes are bad. But
apart from
we got to make a call.
Apart from well, no, he has won one. Okay, Riptide.
Yeah, apparently has won a RTN, but is not hot.
I don't know.
Not hot.
Has he won an RTN?
I think he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Okay, I'm still saying not hot.
No,
Sorry.
Not hot.
he's on the shadow of Azalea.
The hero is in a really weird place, and I
If
don't really know.
If you're saying Azalea's not hot, there's no way we can say Riptide's.
No,
exactly.
really odd.
I agree.
Yeah, so he's not hot. Who else is in that boat? That's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah. Moving over to Dusk Till Dawn. From
Vincent.
Vincent and Prism. Okay, so Prism.
So, not hot.
I think she's hot.
Hot.
I don't think she's hot.
No, I think.
I
Okay,
still
go
think
on.
there are things out there that people aren't showing because they want to take it to Pro Tour, are they?
Yeah.
If that's your take, you can have that till the end of the day, Simon.
I mean,
I'm happy to put my cards down and say sure, if that's the case. But right now, I don't think it.
No, she is. She is hot. She's one.
wishful thinking.
So, from just talking slightly
Rob
records.
Catton's just a good player.
Oh,
That's
no,
the take.
I will say, and this is his words. Sorry, Rob, but when we met up with him, he did say, "I genuinely don't know how I won the battle, Harden."
Oh, I really peaked on the max.
Yeah, he
laughed too loud at that.
But Prism has also won some RTNs along the way, so it's not just a one trick job. And I do think she has got some power behind her.
She certainly does.
But
she's such a trap. I think she's such a trap.
But she does fall to certain heroes extremely hard. But she does also bully some people really hard. But I think she's hot.
I think she will be hot.
She is hot.
I think she'll get there. And I think as some of these really strong players commit to it, learn it and play it impeccably, I could see her actually winning a major tournament.
I think this is what Rob Wynn has done.
I don't think right now.
Rob brought it to an unsuspecting meta and played it really well. I think what he has done is brought people out of the despair of, oh, that hero's terrible, I'm not going to touch her with a barge pole, to someone's won a big event with them. Like, maybe we should take another look.
I think, and I think that's where that rush to the ceiling becomes real, and maybe they realize that the ceiling is not actually maybe as high as they would hoped it would be, and that's why I agree with you there, Trip. But that she doesn't have but she is good.
She's good. All these heroes are.
All these
heroes are good.
Even Riptide apparently.
Yeah, I guess he just anyway.
Maybe.
Vincent.
Not hot, sadly.
Not hot.
Yeah.
Again, exactly what we're saying. You can definitely take down an RTN, and if you learn the hero really well, you can do it. But I can't give her a hot rating.
No.
I will agree.
You can use your get out of jail free hot rating if you'd like, Hamish. The one that you don't have to justify every what's hot, what's not. That we
I think
mine was basically Katsu. So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Vincent is missing the crazy majestic. You know, that crazy majestic that she needs. That I play this and you go, here's my unfair turn. She can make an unfair turn, but she has to jump through a ton of hoops. She just doesn't have that via the Vanguard or Bonds of Ancestry or do you know what I mean? That that's gross. Maybe it's not
like a demi. She needs like a demi hero like Levia got. I think that'd be really hype. Like if you kill yourself with arcane damage, transform your hero into X.
Yeah, some sort of like a last hurrah.
Badass.
But I actually genuinely think from these two RTM wins, she is like one or two cards, like much more closer to being a real deal than Viserai is.
She's also half a meta away from that as well. Like if the meta is predominantly Bolton and Prism, Vincent.
No, I mean, well, you'd say that. I've been playing a couple of games into Prism. It's really maybe it's just the deck style. I don't know. She's actually just a couple of cards away from being like gross, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but not hot right now. Okay, moving on to Bright Lights, where we have. I think we'll start with Dash.io. Not hot.
Not hot at all.
Not hot at all. It had its spike. It's got a lot of damage, but guess what? You just block. And Yeah. There's too many heroes now that are just blocking. And I remember playing a Dash.io into my Viserai deck, and I was like, I thought Victor was free. This is even more free because I just play Blood Rune Barrier and watch him go, I guess I just don't do anything.
I think we can do bright lights quite quickly, right? And I think I'm willing to say Dash.io is not hot.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say Max is not hot.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say of all of them, Teklo is the most interesting, but it is not
still not hot.
No, he's not. I don't think any of them are hot whatsoever.
Teklo feels like a hero. There's going to be a meta for him at some point.
I don't get what Matt. I tell you what, just we're all going to say they're not hot, but just on a quick skim over, what's Dash.io and Max? It's just like so. Like Max has just commandeered the suit, and then that's it. I mean, it's good, but and Dash.io is just trying to distill this. I don't know, man. I'm just seeing like this is so boring. I don't know. They're not
really
boring. Maybe
set.
boring's a bad word, but it's just like isn't Fi and Katsu this super aggro deck just them but better? Maybe I'm just getting this wrong.
But it feels like Max is a boring aggro
combo deck that makes the
Fi is better. And then if you want like an interesting aggro deck, like at least Katsu's got some stuff going on, but then that's even better than Dash.io in terms of damage output. So it's like they've like turned the mechanologists into these kind of proactive, aggressive decks, and it's just we already kind of have that in Ninja.
Apart from Teklo,
and then that's why Teklo's the most interesting. But he's still not that good. He's still not that hot. He can win a RTN.
I think he's all right. I think, to be fair, there is a world where, with the sort of mid-rangeness going on and everything slowed down just a bit, he's actually all right into that, and that's probably why he got that RTN win. But with Max and Dash.io, everything's face value, and that's what the ninjas sort of thrive over. It's the fact that everything isn't face value. It's not just what's coming next. It's what you can just sneak over the top and what you're going to find from that. It's like that's the
and
bit.
Being able to search with Katsu is just so tricky and difficult, and it's like we were saying with Illusionist, there are turns where if you miss block, you just lose the game.
And don't get me wrong, like Dash.io's biggest thing is the boomstick. You know,
I got 0 for 4 reaction,
boom grenade.
Right?
Yeah, you just a boom grenade. It goes over and you take a lot of. It's good, but I don't know. Anyway, none of them are hot. And after that, it's heavy hitters.
The new hotness, right? There's a lot of heroes in this set.
I was talking about a set that's actually dropped with, makes bright lights look like, ooh, okay. Makes actually last year's new heroes in CC look a bit, wow.
If you wanted to write a clickbait headline, you'd call it the set that saves Fab. But that might be a little bit too critical, but I think it definitely brought a lot of people back into it.
From Outsiders, Bright Lights, and Dusk Till Dawn's CC hero set, they didn't come out swinging.
Thank you for Azuri, but we really enjoy the new people.
Azuri, it was literally Azuri.
So let's cover the Warriors. Should we start with the Warriors? Should we take them class at a time?
Okay, this is interesting. Let's go with Olympia. Right. Hot or not?
I mean, if Olympia hadn't just 9-0'd a tournament, I'd probably have said not hot.
But I still believe it's not hot because
I still don't think it's hot.
Vincet's just took down 2 RTNs.
I think that Jory can do what Olympia does better, and I think Dory has more switch potential with the Dawnblade versus Axe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say not hot.
Okay, Olympia's biggest thing is up the ante. That's it. Up the ante is an amazing. That's a great card. Yeah, because it works on every attack, which is very strong.
Steelblade, also a very good card. Like a lot of these heroes have very, very good cards. This one is the current hotness, and I think
Blade Flurry is the real reason Warriors have just got a massive jump up in everything. Because Blade Flurry is that is the strongest Majestic I've seen in Warrior in a long time. And not Bolton.
It's huge. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so strong. Okay, so Olympia not hot. Kasai. I tell you what, I don't think Kasai's that hot.
I don't
All
think.
right.
Kasai's
I don't
hot
think.
either.
No, maybe I'm getting something wrong. I think she's decent. She's decent, and I think
What is Kasai doing that is insane? Right.
Well, she's consistent. That is
Yeah, that's it, right?
Because Kasai is called consistent tie. that's
Kasai instant.
consistent. Yeah, that's it. She's
What she has is Valiant Dynamos.
Very
which is
consistent.
insane, which is very good. It's very, very good.
yeah. And then because of Valiant
And
Dynamos,
then,
you have this really cool play pattern of where you are able to kind of get a lot of
Bring
value
before.
from low cards count. That's the biggest thing. You're blocking and you're able to get a lot of card value from small card hands.
Yeah.
And you
Can
chip
swing for
and
4
chip.
with 2 cards.
And she has a spike turn with blood on her hands. That is a spike card that can do this really cool over the top combo. So she has got all the trappings to be a very consistent, long standing hero that will be sitting around maybe top tables for a long time.
Yeah.
Like Bravo, like Dash. That's how I see her.
I still put Dory in front.
Yeah, for now. But Dory is
Yeah.
Dory just goes up and then goes down, then goes up and then goes down. But Kansai will
think they're
stay fine.
I think they both have a very versatile outlook on the meta, and they can be where they
Yeah.
need to be.
But like Bolton is like Dory, in my opinion, where Bolton will go, oh, look at how this meta's going, I'm going to eat this up. And then Dorinthia's the same. The second everyone decides they're going to move in to deal with it,
Yeah.
they just fall on their ass. Whereas Kasai,
Yeah.
you don't actually do... What can you actually do to stop Kasai doing a thing? There's actually nothing you can do to stop her doing a thing. She will just do a thing
You
about...
you just kill her. That's the way to stop her doing a thing, is to just go over the top and to
get them out
kill her.
early.
Yeah, but I...
And know that there's only so much they can do back to you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you
They
get,
can get a spike turn with blood
they
on
can
their
get
hands.
spider. I'm gonna say not hot. I'm gonna be quite strict with my warrior, and I only allow Bolton a hot because, like what Hamish says, Bolton is the
Yeah.
aggro one,
Belt,
right?
Yeah, Bolton
Yeah,
is that.
aggro hero.
But we should keep it trucking along.
Okay,
So,
well,
and
we
I'd
s-
love to be proved wrong, Kasai.
Okay,
Betsy.
not hot. Worst, probably
Not
the...
hot.
Not
I
hot.
do not understand. She's
Does some
she's-
interesting things. Wagering is
Nah.
fun.
She is.
When Bravo's gone,
She's currently the worst hero in the game,
Betsy's
in my
time to shine.
opinion.
yeah.
She's
When
cur-
Bravo's gone, we'll
she's-
bring it. She'll be a nice.
What about
one.
Victor then?
Victor's hot.
No, he's not.
He's trying to be
Yeah.
Oldham.
I like Victor.
No, I don't.
He's a hot gold covered man.
Maybe I'm
He
just
is a hot
maybe
gold
I'm
man,
He's
but
ja-
got a
he's not
beautiful
hot.
horse.
maybe I'm jaded. Maybe I'm totally jaded because I played a lot of Viscerai and he's free. But I've exploited the weakness. He doesn't do anything. If you're trying to be proactive into him, he will then go, haha, I activated my clash card. Then he's getting value. But if you just go, I don't care about your clash, bro, he
Yeah.
does suddenly go, but I don't do anything. Correct.
Yeah.
You don't do any. But suddenly
he-
Betsy's worse than you because she has overpower. You don't do anything if you don't clash.
He's definitely, in my opinion, hot, but he's
No.
definitely not as hot as people.
No,
think he is.
Bravo is better than Victor. Like,
I agree.
so, and if he's, and I don't think
But
he's
I almost,
that hot
but I
either.
almost knocked Bravo
Yeah,
off
yeah,
my
yeah.
list.
Yeah,
didn't
no,
I?
Victor is he's a
I'm
meta
still willing.
he's a
I'm
meta
still willing to
pick
keep both
he's
of
a
them.
meta pick guardian.
He's not hot.
No, he's not hot.
Bravo and Victor can be hot on my list.
Victor
it's
is
close.
Victor is like Bolton.
I might
He-
have to knock Katsu off.
Yeah.
All right.
No, Victor is
Last one.
Victor
Last
is the
one.
Bolton of the set. He is preying on certain match types, but second they're not there, he's not the
yeah,
guy.
OP.
No,
Bolton
he's
OP.
not hot.
You want
Last one. Come on.
Did you?
KO.
Hot. He's
Chaos hot.
yeah,
he's hot.
he is hot. Like
He's the most consistent brute.
It's great.
yeah.
Well designed hero. Great.
tell
Like,
you-
in terms, all of it is good.
Cass-
I'm a big fan.
Cast Bones. That's it. Cast Bones.
Yeah, 0+6. Get a go again. Why not? Why not? Roll scab skins.
Why
Do it
not?
twice. Why not?
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah.
He is hot. He can't. I still think Levy is better, but
even without cast bones, I still think he would be in really, really good. And that card is really good, and he gets it as well.
no,
And
I think he would actually fall on his ass if it wasn't for cast bones.
I don't think so.
No,
I
he
don't
would.
think so.
No, he
I
would.
think his consistency is. He would definitely not. Don't get me wrong. He definitely wouldn't be as good as he is, but he then still plays into the meta really nicely as a strong, consistent brute. And I think
he just well, it's. This card does exist, so
it does exist. It's a completely pointless debate.
Right point.
Yeah, but no, the reason my point was that cast bones is what's spiking him to be the best. Like
Blood Rush Bellow.
No, but all the brutes do Blood Rush Bellow.
Yeah, I know, but he does it better.
No, he does it the worst. He literally has one arm. He has one arm. He is the worst Blood Rush Bellow hero.
You don't need two
yes,
arms.
you do. You do. Cast bones saves his life.
Hamish, stop being ableist.
No, but it's true though. He's the worst hero with Blood Rush Bellow, but he has cast bones, so it's all good.
So Hamish thinks KO is the worst hero.
Without cast bones, he is the worst.
Thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode.
We have gone slightly long, but
we've gone a little bit longer than we normally do. But
that was a tight. What's hot, what's not.
Actually, I gotta say, because we started about 1:45, so we did it just under 30 minutes. So
yeah,
good job to you.
Well.
And the most important thing is, please tell us what you agree with and what you disagree with, because it's probably we give it from the soul, right? This is from the heart.
These are stories. These aren't like.
I do wish.
This is a vibes-based rating system.
I have to say that the linearness of this is just infuriating. No, it's not. It's infuriating, but it's what keeps us being able to not stay still.
There's no B tier. There's no E tier. There is good. No, there's not even that. It's hot or not.
All right.
So you get push the point.
But
or not.
We can't help but we had to give some context. Anyway, thank you so much.
Look how devastated Hamish is that some of his heroes can't be tepid.
Yeah.
No, I actually said all the heroes I own, apart from Bolton, which is typical because I'm not taking into an RTN.
You gave yourself Bolton, I gave myself Katsu. It's all good.
Yeah, Katsu isn't hot. Anyway,
guys, thank you for joining us for another episode.
Thank you.
Subscribe to Push the Point on YouTube. We've got some great deck techs at the moment. We've got some other great content. Check out our recent pre-release.
We are already so close to 2,200 subscribers as well. I cannot believe
things seem to be booming at the moment, which is nice. It's always nice to see a good amount of growth on the channel, and especially just want to say again, thank you so much for all that. We've had a lot of new patrons in the last couple of months. Lots of good feedback, lots of happy patrons using their benefits, getting to support this channel, what we do. So if you want to join, it's a great time. There's a lot of buzz in the Discord, so come along and join and see how it is for £3 a month minimum, £5 a month or more if you feel like supporting us more. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thanks to those that do, and good luck in the next Wheel of Time for your Patreon packs.
We'll see you at a tournament soon.
Yeah, peace out. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.